experienced this thing that I find that so many entrepreneurs are, which is that you're thinking all the time without having any sort of ending. It's like you're constantly ruminating. Maybe you're trying to make a decision over your prices or your target market. Maybe you're just replaying over and over again in your head your to-do lists or the tasks that you need to do. If this is you, I want to help. Hi, I'm Shah from Revenue Breakthrough, and just stick with me here because in this video, I'm actually going to be explaining the difference between rumination and reflection and how you can stop ruminating and start actually reflecting to solve your problems. So I'm here at this beautiful garden that is actually my dad's garden. My mom was really into gardening and she created this beautiful place. And I thought it was a great backdrop to really talk about the difference here between rumination and reflection. One of my clients, Liz, came to me and she said, Monica, I have been trying to decide the name of my private coaching program for 3 months and it's just bothering me. And I looked at her and I said, we've discussed the fact that you don't really have to name it anything because ultimately when people are going to buy from you, they're just all they really want to know is that it's your private coaching program or it's your one-on-one program. And even beyond that, you came up with a couple really good names. Why haven't you chosen one? She's like, I don't know. I just keep ruminating and I keep ruminating and I keep thinking about it. And I said, okay, let me explain the difference between rumination and reflection. And when we did that, she had this epiphany moment where she was like, oh my gosh, all I've been doing is ruminating and I just need to make a decision. And that moment she made a decision and you could just see her face shift. So what is the difference? Ruminating is when you're thinking about a thought over and over and over again. It can be a decision that you haven't made. It can be worrying about someone or something. It can be regretting the past or trying to control the future. But either way, it's like a cyclical thought that you can't get out of your head. Reflection is when you're thinking about something and then you have a solution to it. So you give a intentional amount of time, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe a week, whatever, just depending on the size of the decision, and you actually try to solve the problem. You're thinking about it and you're thinking towards a solution. And then once you have that solution, you act on the solution and you stop thinking about it. Many of us were not trained in the difference between rumination and reflection. So what we don't realize is that we are exhausting ourselves all day long ruminating about things instead of reflecting about things. So I want to invite you to have an awareness this week about whether you're ruminating or whether you're reflecting. And here's how you know the difference. Ruminating means that you're thinking the same thought over and over and over again, and there's no answer and there's no solution, and it feels heavy and hard. Reflecting means that you're thinking about something and then you're taking an action towards that thing. So for example, if I'm ruminating about filling my next event, that I'm just worrying about how am I going to get 10 people, 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 worry. If I'm reflecting, it's how am I going to get 10 people? Oh, let me take an action. Let me shoot a video to invite people. Let me call a referral partner and see if she'll send out an email. Let me do a social media post. Action. End of reflection. Right? Then I might reflect again a day later. Oh my gosh, I'm worrying again about how to fill my event. Let me go and call another referral partner. Let me send an email out to invite people. Let me text message some people that'll come. Reflection is followed by action. It is problem solving. Ruminating is simply worrying. Also, another example. Let's say that you're ruminating because your mom is sick, right? A lot of us are taking care of elderly parents, and it's hard because we worry about them, right? So you can worry about something that you can't control, or you can take a moment and say, okay, I'm going to reflect upon the fact that my mom is sick and I'm worried about her. And I'm going to take an action. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to write in my journal. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to call my mom and check in on her. I'm going to send her flowers. I'm going to take an action towards having me feel better about this thought, about this reflection, right? Again, it's about, and of course, there are going to be times when you need to ruminate, right? When you're making a serious decision and your rumination is taking a while, that's okay. But I want you to start to know the difference between healthy reflection and thinking about things and ruminating in a way that's causing you to be tired and overwhelmed and feel like you're constantly thinking. And this week, your invitation, move towards reflection and not rumination. Now, this is a topic we're going to delve even deeper in at the Women in Money event, because it's something that I feel like women entrepreneurs do a lot of, is that we feel, a lot of us are empaths and we're nurturers, and we feel like we need to take care of the world and we need to ruminate about everything in the world that's going on. And one of the things that will make us create energy is to start to move into reflection. So we're going to discuss this in greater detail, give you some more exercises around it at the Women in Money event, which is coming up here pretty quickly. So if you want to join us at the Women in Money event, go to womenandmoneyevent.com. We'll also put the link in the comments and you can learn more about it there. Here's to you reflecting and not ruminating.